What do you see in 2012 with shopping on mobile devices?
Mobile over the last 24 months has just exploded. We always, 5 years ago, we didn't think mobile would be a very big deal for Blue Nile, but today about 25% of all of our customers at some point are using a mobile device to access the website, and that's only growing. And they're becoming more comfortable now, not just with using the device to gather information and to comparison shop, but they're actually finishing the purchases on mobile devices. So we're seeing millions of dollars of transactions happening over iPhones and Android phones, and I think that's just going to continue.
Great. But now how's that going to affect retailers?
I think it's great for online retailers because it means that consumers can access us wherever. They don't have to be at their desk. They can be on the go. They can be inside a store. I think it's a lot harder and presents some challenges for physical store retailers because shoppers can comparison shop on the spot. I think it just points back to you got to drive value for customers and have great deals, and if you do, they'll respond.
Now another trend is larger purchases online. Can you tell me how that relates to Blue Nile and where you see that going in 2012?
Sure. So Blue Nile's always had some of the largest transactions on the internet. A few years ago we did a $1.5 million transaction online, and a lot of our business is at price points $25,000, $50,000 and up. When you get into the higher end, that's the most robust part of the market. That's where we see the most growth, and a lot of other luxury players are seeing the most growth at the very extreme price points. The international market is also impacting that. Our business in Asia is growing tremendously, and the sales we see coming out of Asia are extraordinary price points.
Now you guys sell engagement rings. That's a huge emotional part of people's lives. Are you seeing the consumer change and have more trust in the online transactions? How is the consumer reacting to
Yeah, I think consumers just become more and more willing to do anything on the internet as their comfort grows. And things that in 1999, when we started, would have been hard for consumers to get their head around, like buying an engagement ring online, are now pretty commonplace. And I think what consumers are going to allow the internet to do in their lives is just going to expand. I think you're seeing a lot more interesting business models emerging now with the level of consumer comfort that's out there. And I think we'll continue to see that for decades to come.
Online discounts. How is that going to impact the consumer and the retailer in 2012?
I think you got to be competitive as a retailer. You have to go out there and put value out there for customers, and if you do, they'll respond. I think that'll just continue into 2012. I think consumers just keep getting more value conscious, and that's a trend that's here to stay regardless of the economy.
And now, if our economy kind of improves, though, are retailers going to be stuck at that kind of recession, weak economy level prices, or are they going to be able to push those price points higher?
I think it just depends on the retailer. I think the retailers who are being the most successful and will continue to be the most successful are the ones who can build value into their offering. So people like Costco or Amazon, where they've got the cost structure to really put the value out there for people. In the jewelry space, Blue Nile runs on 20% gross margins in an industry where Tiffany's at a 58 or 59% gross margin. So when you can put that kind of value in place, I think for us, we can continue in any economy and offer that type of value. It may be harder for some people who run on higher gross margins to get those gross margins back up to where they want them to be over time.